Okay, it is now being recorded. And so essentially, we should have maybe a few more folks joining us, including one of our development partners for one of the mask braces, because she joined some of our fit tests just to see how her brace is working. And so she may be here as well on the Zoom. So with that, let's go ahead. So essentially, we should do an unboxing video of your fit test kit, but let's go ahead and get set up with your nebulizers and your solutions. So why don't you pull that out? So Martha Mary has a brand new fit test kit. And so what we do, and I hope you don't mind me kind of taking over on here.
Please do.
So we like to use this foam, and if folks need better video or whatever, let us know. And we take this out and we put them in here.
Okay.
Take the bottles out, and essentially, there we go. Just kind of keeps them stabilized. And then we pick one that's going to be for the sensitivity solution, and we pick one for the fit test solution. So let's go ahead and unscrew those. And then somebody else can set up the hood. So you have the bitter solution instead of the sweet. If you've watched the video I put together, we were doing so much fit testing that we ended up having to create our own bitter solution because we were going through so much of it.
Wow.
So if anybody needs some, let me know.
All right.
Okay, so you have here your sensitivity, because it basically is labeled as your sensitivity solution.
Okay.
You're going to pull these out. And there you go. And just pour a teaspoon. Well, okay, wait a second. We want to make sure
that we match.
Yeah, so this is your sensitivity. That should be, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It really matters what's labeled here.
Right.
But essentially, I would just to
use that one.
Use the sensitivity bottle with the sensitivity nebulizer nozzle. In the background, we have Annika and Amanda setting up the hood. Attempting to set up the hood.
Okay. Is that enough there?
Yes.
All right, place this back on top.
Yes, so screw it back in. You are going to want to make sure that all the little plastic pieces are out so that you get the amount of nebulized solution to come out. Okay, so just go ahead and so kind of move the plastic out of the way.
Do a test.
Don't worry about those for now. And you're probably not going to need them based on the solution that you have purchased. It's more for sweet solution to clean out crystals from sugars and stuff like that. So pump that, give it a good couple squeezes, and kind of look to see, is there any condensation? So you're seeing condensation. Yes. Sometimes if you kind of push it up to the light, you should see a little bit of vapor coming out.
Yeah, I saw vapor.
Okay, I'm going to be joining. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, new folks.
Hello.
You're in the middle of a setup here.
Perfect.
Okay. So go ahead and put that one back in a.
Okay.
Again, we usually just use those holes. Yeah, there. Sabrina's in the area. Yep.
So this one is the fit test solution.
That is the fit test solution.
Like a nebulizer for
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So the sensitivity solution, which is part of the first stage, is about, I'll say it backwards. The fit test solution is about 10 times more strong than the sensitivity solution. So when you're, for the first part of the test, when you are unmasked, you're using the sensitivity solution so that we don't spray pepper spray basically in your face. When we switch to stage 2 is when we put this much stronger stuff on. Yours should be masked, so you shouldn't be able to taste it. So, okay, so
Sensitivity first.
let's go ahead and why don't you pull up one of those chairs and we'll just do the sensitivity test here. So what we do is the trash can liner. It looks serial killer-ish, but it works. So essentially, for those of you that have not seen the fit test video I put together, when we first started this back in March, or February, March, we had to assume that everybody was or pre-symptomatic. And we did not want to be putting this hood on her and her and her and having the chance of any aerosolized residue kind of, why isn't this coming out? Hold on one second, it's a smaller one. Actually, and in my kit, there should be some small bags.
That's the body bag.
Yeah, yeah, that's my other kit for the morgue. Is it in there? With a little tiny roll. Okay. So.
For baby cereal.
For baby cereal. Okay, so Amanda, you happen to be next to the chair. You are going to be our first person. Okay.
Don't run this CPR.
So.
You better, you're training it.
So Amanda, the first stage is unmasked. Okay, so you're taking off your mask. You're going to put the serial killer hood on. Okay. So, and what we do, basically, that has pretty much the same dimensions as this hood, but this hood has a little hole in it to put your nebulizer through. And so we just need to briefly recreate that. So it basically doesn't have to be exact, just create a little snip there. And so take your sensitivity solution and have Amanda kind of hold the hood around her face just a little bit. Okay, so now you are about to do step 1. So hold it as level as you can once you get it through that hole. Okay. And now you go counting puffs, big squeezes. So 1, 2, and Amanda, you're putting your tongue out just a little bit. Okay. So that it's easier for you to sense the, okay, so keep going.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You should know when you taste or smell it.
10.
Nope, okay, keep going.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Perfect, so take that off.
Okay.
Watch her face because a lot of people are like about to gag after it. I'm gonna allow admit all. And if there are any questions that come up, feel free to ask us, Zoom folks. Okay, so what was the count on that?
4 on the second.
So 14 total puffs. Okay, so not everybody is sensitive to bitter solution. So I would say.
It doesn't help that I'm double.
Oh, it does not help.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's a good learning point.
Yes. Yes, nobody should have eaten anything 15 minutes prior to the fit test, just to keep, especially if you had a grapefruit. You know, I just have grapefruit in my mouth. Will that affect, the bitter test? Yes, it will. And then on the sweet, obviously, I just had M&Ms. If you had sweet solution, that'll screw it up. So sometimes after the bitter test, you may need a little break, just because you don't want that residual to carry over to the next test. You feel, has it passed? Has your sensitivity passed? Or you still taste a little bit?
No.
Okay. So next step is the fit test itself. So let's get the mask that you are planning on being tested with. Okay. Out of curiosity, what mask is that?
A BD.
BYD.
Yeah.
Okay.
The box is there.
It's a BYD DE2322.
Yes, so that is, hello.
Hi.
Yep, perfect. Okay. Yeah, BYDs are one of the primary manufacturers for Washington State. I know the state did a big deal with them. They can be iffy with fit tests and do much better with races usually, but we're going to go ahead and see how well it does.
I can use the blue box.
The make rights,
Yeah, those work too.
they do. We're going to try the BYDs first and just see how you do.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Yeah, so you mentioned, after they do the bitter, you'd like to have a little bit of time before doing the actual fit test. Is it okay for them to rinse their mouth out with water, or okay?
Yeah, so what we sometimes do is have a little those little squeezy, sugary things, so give them a cup of water, put a little fruit punch squeeze in it just to kind of flush their taste buds out. Most of the time people just need 2 minutes break or just a sip of water and they're good. Okay, she is masked up. So first thing you're gonna do is do the visual check. So kind of take a look around, and we usually have some coffee stirrers that we kind of go and we do some pokes. But for right now, if you don't mind.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna check the bridge of the nose. It actually looks okay, and then under the chin are usually the two big places. There we go. So just kind of poke around a little bit, see if you can find any gaps.
I have to see my glasses.
Yes, perfect. Let's put your glasses on. Because a well-fitting mask should reduce the fog on glasses. So do you notice you might have a little bit of fogging, but it doesn't look too bad. So with a regular surgical mask on, you probably fog up pretty quickly. Okay, so far so good. Let's get that hood on. Okay, what was her count again? 14. 14 squirts of the fit test solution in the hood. So let's go ahead. And then, anyway, can you act as a timer?
Now, the sensitivity.
No.
Not, you want
The
the
sensitivity
next
test
one?
has been done. She
Okay,
is
so now
sensitive.
okay.
Now we want the fit test. And make sure you keep those all the way. So we're going to do about 30 seconds to a minute between stages. Sometimes because it takes, so many squirts, those 30 seconds kind of.
Will it start after she's done?
We do a 30-second timer after she's done.
Okay.
After she's done squeezing.
So 10?
10. And so, so 14 initially.
Okay.
For the first squirt. And you're going to start with just normal breathing. So here we go. And big puffs. Oh, and you're going to use this hole, not this hole. I actually have no idea why that hole exists.
Try to hold it.
Maybe. And if Sabrina, if you know why that hole exists, let us know.
I'm not sure.
What's that?
Not quite sure.
Yep.
All right. 1, 2,
Okay, you're good. 30 seconds. Okay, so normal breathing. And if you, again, you know what you're looking for, that kind of sensation. So on very poor quality masks, you'll fail at step 1. So with just a normal surgical mask, you will fail at step 1. And Annika will tell us when there's about a couple seconds left.
30 seconds.
Go. Okay, so step 2 is deep breathing. So nice, big, deep breaths. 7 this time.
4, 5, 6.
So half of where the first one was.
Yep. And sometimes we shift the nozzle around just to
Okay.
kind of get it all in. So deep breathing, perfect. Your timing for 30 seconds. No, yeah, it's a fit test solution. That is the stronger solution. Okay, so far so good. Yep. 7. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What is she doing? 5.
Oh yes, turning head side to side. Thank you. Essentially, each of the steps are intended to kind of replicate, wearing a mask in normal everyday interaction. Okay, she's doing great so far. She's a champ.
And then after the 30 seconds, we'll do the head up and down.
Yes, moving head up and down.
Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, moving head up and down. Okay, so the next step involves talking or reading a passage. Now, in your kits, you may have gotten a really boring piece of reading called the Rainbow Passage. We got so sick of having people read that we started creating our own reading material. So why don't, Amanda, you come up and read that after some puffs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hey, let's do some reading.
Remember this to now. Remember rules and steady on. Rules, commitment. What I'm thinking of, you would get this from any other guy. If this knowledge tells you how I'm feeling, that'll make you understand. Never gonna give up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell you a lie and hurt you. That's a song. Yeah.
That was long. Yep.
It's a song.
Oh, it's a song, yes.
It's a song.
Rick Astley.
Yep.
Best performer ever. Okay, and last step is just one more round of normal breathing. And we are looking very good so far.
What, done easy form?
Yeah, I did a long time ago.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is the last step. And actually bend over just a little bit.
Yes. Nice job, girl.
Okay. I guess we'll wait. Great. I think you passed. All right. So you can keep the hood on the rest of the day if you want, or you can take it off.
That's hot in there.
Yeah, it does get a little steamy. And so basically, so all that aerosol and everything, we want to now, clean out. But great. And so, yeah, we've been, okay. Yeah, there's been some debates about the BYDs, but I personally like them. And so great. Okay, so I guess, any questions from the Zoom crowd?
No.
Oh,
I have a question. So, after the fit testing is done, like, what do you guys use to clean the inside of the hood between each test?
yep. So what we do is we take some low odor isopropyl alcohol, give it a good, spray in. A paper towel, give it a good wipe. Maybe kind of do the hood a little bit. Essentially, you kind of want low odor because essentially some, your, hi. Oh, Chris, can you do screening? Because certain alcohols are, chemicals have an odor that will still permeate, you're not getting a gas mask, you're getting an N95 mask that's blocking certain particles, but not others. And so some folks, like we had like a slight lavender scent in one of our earlier alcohols that was
Good
screwing
morning,
up.
Spokane Veterans Home, Charlene speaking.
So as low alcohol as or as low odor as you can get for isopropyl. Okay.
One moment, please. I'll have to transfer you to our Human Resources Department.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna
Thank you.
Okay. I guess we'll just anybody else, I think that's basically a full session. We're happy to kind of stay on, and I think you guys should get fit tested. And Amanda, you switch places and do some fit tests. So we'll stay on as long as anybody wants, and chime in with questions whenever you have them. Okay.
Alright, so it's sensitivity first.
Yes, you were just checking for sensitivity. And Chris, actually, do you guys want to do a fit test? I know you don't have, we can give you N95 if you want. That's where you can say that.
Is it a value to you?
Okay.
That takes it up. The scenes over the back over there.
I know.
He invented that.